listen to this. And this. And yeah, right there, he's doing it too. If you didn't hear it, you're in luck, because what I'm about to share with you in this video, what Billy Gibbons is doing here is nothing but spectacular. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to use it, and it's gonna make your solos awesome. The first time I heard ZZ Top was back in the mid-90s. At the time I had just started playing guitar, and I would absorb anything I could having to do with the instrument. So at the time I subscribed to this thing where you would get 10 CDs for like $1. You remember those days? So I got a bunch of CDs from bands that got me into guitar, you know, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Joe Satriani. And ZZ Top was one of those wild cards. I knew about them, but I didn't really know their music. So I got this best of CD. I didn't really know what to expect. And man, when I popped that CD in, I was blown away. Man, that CD was amazing. All the songs were so catchy. The guitar riffs, the solos, the tone. I seriously loved everything about ZZ Top. At the time, I was with my very first band, and we covered a lot of songs, including some of ZZ Top songs. And that is great for my guitar playing because that's how I learned how to use the minor pentatonic scale. I learned some really cool riffs, and I also learned how to memorize guitar solos. And something was really interesting. I found that Billy Gibbons solos were really easy to memorize. Maybe not so easy to play, but very easy to remember. A flash forward 20 years. We're now in 2015. I had moved on to other forms of music, explored other things, and kind of forgot about my early love of ZZ Top. And I got called for a gig. It is a corporate gig. We had to learn tons of cover songs, background music. Still wanted to do a good job, but honestly, I didn't have time to memorize everything, so I had the charts. Thankfully, the songs were pretty known, so I kind of had an idea of what to play, plus I knew how to improvise, and that's what I was gonna do. But on this set list, there was this song that I had not played for nearly 20 years. I show up to the gig, and then comes that ZZ Top song. I was just gonna improvise. I knew my minor pentatonic scale. I knew it was gonna work, but somehow I played the exact solo that I had memorized 20 years prior. And I promise I had not practiced that solo for all those years. It was just kind of ingrained in my mind, and it just naturally came out of my fingers. And that's when I realized that Billy Gibbons solos are broken down into very logical musical sentences. Now listen to this again. See what I mean? Billy Gibbons is playing these licks that could be taken out of the solo, played standalone, and they would work as a full mini little story. There's an opening, a middle, and an end. It's super catchy. It's not just a flow of licks extracted from the minor pentatonic scale like I was used to doing when I was improvising. That's what was so appealing about ZZ Top in those early days. I didn't know it, but that's why it was so catchy to my ear. When Billy is playing, his solos are built as many songs within a song. And these solos are made of little musical statements, sentences, and each sentence on its own is very memorable. All right, so how does it work? How can you do that? Well, let me show you. We'll start with a simple backing track. Here's something that I did with drums, bass, and a catchy A minor pentatonic riff. Now, I want you to play the minor pentatonic scale several times. Don't improvise, just play the scale up and down several times. We're just trying to ingrain the sound of the pentatonic scale in our minds. Now we're gonna sing something over it. We're gonna engage our full body. It's gotta be groovy, something simple, something repeatable. At this point, don't worry too much about the pitch of the notes. The guitar is gonna fix that when we grab it. Once you have something that you can repeat and that is standalone, we're gonna answer that musical phrase with another one. Seriously, don't overthink it. Think rhythmically instead of the pitch of the notes. And I find that if you do an air guitar type of thing as you do this, it helps. And you're gonna try to replicate what you sang over the backing track. And you might ask, why do I have to put the guitar down? Can't I just start doing this on the instrument right away? Well, you can, but if you do, I guarantee that what you're gonna play is gonna be the same exact thing you've always played. The act of not having the guitar in your hand forces you to find the musical idea from within. Plus, having to sing something forces you to simplify it. And that's because we're so used to using all the muscles involved in our mouth to communicate clearly to people that we're not going to embellish our words with extra stuff. And it's amazing how that tiny little concept made such a difference in Billy Gibbons' playing. This is going to result in a solo that is well remembered by people, almost like ear candy that you're craving. You want to hear it. It's entirely part of the song. It's simple enough that you can remember it, and it's also super addictive. Now, if you've never tried physically putting the guitar down and singing something over a backing track, it's a little awkward at first. That's why there's a free workshop right here. I want you to watch it because this is really going to help you implement what we just talked about today. I'll meet you right there.